not realize it. But starting your day with the wrong kind of breakfast food can quietly increase your risk of heart problems, memory loss, and low-grade chronic inflammation, especially after age 65. This isn't just a guess or passing theory. It's supported by serious long-term studies, including research from the Journal of the American Geriatric Society. The concerning part is that many of these foods show up on the breakfast tables of older adults every single morning. They may look innocent, or even be labeled as healthy, but they can trigger sharp blood sugar swings, sluggish digestion, and foggy thinking. Some of them are marketed as smart diet choices. Yet research links them to loss of essential minerals and even faster cognitive decline. In this guide, we'll take a clear-eyed look at 3 breakfast items that can quietly sabotage your health, and more importantly, we'll walk through 3 far better choices that nourish your heart, protect your memory, support strong bones, and keep your energy stable. And yes, one of the worst offenders may already be in your kitchen right now. Before we dive in, if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you hit that button and turn on the bell so you never miss another health tip made just for you. If you enjoy this video, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 to let me know how I can make better content for you. 3 types of breakfast foods the elderly should eat. 1. A whole oats. A shield for the aging heart and mind. For older adults facing the ongoing shifts that come with aging, breakfast isn't just the first meal of the day. It's a powerful opportunity to support the body gently and intentionally. And among all the choices you could make, there's one that rises quietly above the rest. It isn't flashy or trendy, but it delivers comfort, stability, and deep nourishment with every spoonful. That food is whole oats. When prepared as steel-cut or traditional rolled oats, this humble grain becomes something extraordinary. What makes oats special isn't just that they're filling or familiar, it's what they do inside the body. Oats are packed with beta-glucan, a unique form of soluble fiber that forms a soft, gel-like substance in the digestive tract. This gel binds to excess cholesterol and carries it out of the body before it can be absorbed. That means lower LDL cholesterol, fewer plaque deposits in the arteries, and reduced risk of heart disease, a condition that affects millions of seniors every year. When the blood vessels begin to stiffen with age, this kind of dietary support is more than helpful. It's protective, it's preventive. But oats don't stop at the heart. Their benefits extend to one of the most cherished functions in later life, mental clarity. Because oats release their carbohydrates slowly, they help keep blood sugar steady rather than spiking it like refined grains or sugary cereals do. And stable blood sugar is essential not just for energy, but for brain health. It reduces the kind of inflammation that silently fuels cognitive decline. That morning bowl of oats, far from being boring, might be your best defense against foggy thinking, mood swings, or those frustrating moments when your memory just won't cooperate. Add to that a generous supply of essential minerals, magnesium for nerve and muscle support, zinc for immune resilience, and iron for carrying oxygen to every cell, and you start to see why oats are a senior's ally. Many older adults don't eat enough of these nutrients, especially if meals are skipped or appetite wanes. Oats help fill that gap with ease and reliability. And then there's the comfort. A warm bowl of oats in the morning can feel like a small ritual of peace in a world that often feels rushed or uncertain. Whether it's topped with cinnamon, sliced fruit, or a drizzle of plant-based milk, it offers more than nutrition. It offers familiarity, warmth, and a calm start to the day. So while oats may seem like a pantry staple, they hold the power to steady your heart, strengthen your body, and sharpen your mind, one mindful breakfast at a time. And if this grain can offer such wide-reaching support, imagine what happens when you combine it with something equally nourishing, but this time focused on protecting memory and vision. Let's explore that next. 2. Eggs. Nourishment for the brain. Strength for the body. In a world where nutrition advice seems to change with every passing year, one food has quietly remained a steady presence on the breakfast table, and for good reason. Eggs. Long celebrated for their simplicity and versatility, offer something far more profound for those of us moving into our 60s, 70s, and beyond. Far from being just a breakfast tradition, the humble egg holds a remarkable combination of nutrients that directly support the most vulnerable parts of the aging body: the muscles, the brain, the nerves, and even the eyes. As we grow older, the challenge of maintaining muscle mass becomes more pressing. Our bodies naturally lose strength over time, a process known as sarcopenia. But eggs provide a highly efficient, to complete source of protein that can help slow that decline. The high-quality protein in each egg supports muscle repair and preservation, something especially beneficial when eaten in the morning, a time when the body is most ready to absorb and use these nutrients. It's a small act that carries big consequences: more strength, better mobility, and a greater chance of staying active and independent for years to come. But the true beauty of eggs lies in what they do for the aging brain. Each yolk contains choline, a nutrient many older adults unknowingly lack. Choline plays a key role in producing acetylcholine, a neurotransmitter that supports memory, attention, and overall cognitive function. With choline levels falling as we age, and modern diets often failing to replenish them, adding eggs back into your daily life becomes not just smart, it becomes essential. Research has shown that low choline intake is linked with cognitive decline, memory lapses, and even early dementia. In contrast, regular egg consumption has been associated with greater focus, sharper thinking, and even better emotional regulation. Eggs also offer vitamin B12, a nutrient critical for energy production and nerve health. Many seniors struggle to absorb B12 from supplements or plant-based sources due to changes in stomach acid levels. But the B12 in eggs is naturally bound to protein and is easier for many aging digestive systems to access. Ensuring adequate intake helps guard against fatigue, nerve damage, and that creeping brain fog that many assume is just a normal part of aging. Then there's the support eggs offer to your vision. The yolk holds two powerful antioxidants, lutein and zeaxanthin, which accumulate in the retina and act like internal sunglasses, shielding the eyes from oxidative stress and damage from light. These nutrients are especially important in preventing age-related macular degeneration, one of the leading causes of vision loss in older adults. And because eggs naturally contain the healthy fats needed for absorption, they deliver these compounds in their most bioavailable form. Eating eggs poached, soft-boiled, or gently scrambled is more than a habit. It's a decision to nourish the systems that keep you clear-headed, steady on your feet, and emotionally grounded. A daily act of care that doesn't require a supplement bottle or a new diet plan. And as eggs support your brain and body from the inside out, the next food in our journey works its magic even deeper through the gut, the bones, and the hidden pathways of inflammation. that shape how we age, move, and feel. 3. Plain Greek yogurt. A quiet healer for the aging body. As we age, the body's need for gentle support grows stronger. The healing that once happened quietly in the background now calls for more intention. That doesn't mean turning to complicated routines or expensive treatments. Often, the most powerful care begins with something as simple as what we place on our breakfast table. And among those quiet healers, a few foods are as underappreciated and impactful as plain Greek yogurt. It may not look flashy, but its benefits run deep, supporting everything from digestion and bone strength to inflammation and emotional well-being. For older adults, especially those facing shifts in digestion, immune function, or bone health, Greek yogurt offers a kind of daily nourishment that acts like a slow, steady medicine. At the center of its healing power are probiotics, live, beneficial bacteria that help restore the balance of the gut microbiome. With age, this ecosystem of gut flora tends to weaken, leading to discomfort, irregularity, and even increased susceptibility to illness. But when we feed that system well, everything begins to function more smoothly. These probiotics don't just support digestion, they play a role in absorbing nutrients more efficiently and even help reduce chronic inflammation in the gut, a process now known to influence immune strength and mood through the intricate gut-brain connection. But the support Greek yogurt provides doesn't stop with digestion. It's one of the most effective food sources of calcium, a mineral crucial for maintaining bone density and preventing fractures later in life. After 65, especially for women, the risk of osteoporosis rises sharply. While many foods contain calcium, not all are easily absorbed. Greek yogurt delivers it in a form the body can use well, especially when paired with vitamin D-rich foods or supplements. Alongside calcium, its high protein content works quietly to preserve lean muscle, another key factor in avoiding frailty and staying independent with age. What makes Greek yogurt particularly unique is how it fights the kind of inflammation that creeps in silently and affects everything from joint pain to cardiovascular risk to cognitive clarity. Unlike many flavored yogurts loaded with added sugars, plain Greek yogurt contains healthy fats and very little sugar. This allows it to nourish the body without triggering the inflammatory blood sugar spikes that many processed breakfast foods create. And while all this might sound technical, the experience of eating it is anything but. The texture is smooth and satisfying. The flavor is subtle, but comforting. When paired with berries, seeds, or a drizzle of raw honey, it transforms into a breakfast that is not only deeply nourishing, but also emotionally grounding. A daily bowl of Greek yogurt isn't just about nutrients. It's a quiet promise you make to yourself, a signal to your body that you still care, still want to thrive, and still deserve to feel well. And while some foods build us up from the inside, others slowly pull us down. In the next part, we'll take a closer look at 3 everyday breakfast foods that may be doing more harm than good, and what to choose instead. 3 foods elderly people should avoid for breakfast. 1. Sugary breakfast cereals. The sweet start that slowly steals your health. They line the grocery store shelves in friendly colors and familiar fonts, often boasting phrases like heart healthy, fortified with vitamins, or made with whole grains. To the average eye, they seem like a smart, easy choice, especially for older adults looking for something quick and nutritious in the morning. But beneath the marketing, many of these boxed breakfast cereals hide a reality that's far less wholesome. For seniors, they can quietly undermine the very health goals they're meant to support. And the danger isn't just the sugar, though that's certainly part of the problem. A single bowl of many popular cereals contains as much as 30 grams of sugar, almost the entire recommended daily maximum for an older adult. And that's often before adding milk or fruit. But the real damage comes from how that sugar is packaged. These cereals are typically made from highly refined grains, stripped of natural fiber and loaded with synthetic nutrients and artificial flavors. The result? A food that digests rapidly, flooding the bloodstream with glucose, then crashing just as fast. That crash isn't just an energy slump, it places repeated stress on the body's insulin system, which over time contributes to insulin resistance and heightens the risk of type 2 diabetes. But the metabolic chaos doesn't stop there. This sugar rush feeds chronic inflammation, a process at the root of many age-related diseases, including heart disease, arthritis, and even cognitive decline. For older adults, especially those already dealing with joint stiffness or memory issues, this low-grade inflammation becomes a silent thief, slowly stealing physical and mental resilience. And the kind of weight gain promoted by sugary cereals, especially around the midsection, isn't just about appearance. That abdominal fat is hormonally active, increasing the risk of stroke, high blood pressure, and dementia. Then there's the digestive toll. Many seniors experience slower gut motility and altered nutrient absorption as they age. Cereals packed with additives, food dyes, and artificial sweeteners can disrupt gut flora, worsen bloating or constipation, and interfere with how well medications or nutrients are absorbed. Over time, the seemingly innocent breakfast habit starts to interfere with everything from immune strength to bone health. There's also an emotional layer to this ritual. Breakfast cereals often carry with them memories of childhood or comfort, making it easy to overlook their drawbacks. But the reality is stark. What starts as a nostalgic or convenient habit can gradually erode energy, mood, and stability. You may find it harder to stay active or think clearly, not because of age alone, but because of what's quietly been fueling your body. If breakfast is meant to set the tone for the day, these cereals might be sending the wrong message. And yet, there's one more breakfast classic we need to examine. Elegant, familiar, and often considered a lighter choice. It might be doing more harm than good to your bones and your memory. Let's take a closer look at what comes next. 2. White bread. The morning staple that erodes memory and weakens the body. For many older adults, a slice of white bread feels like a warm hug from the past. It's familiar, soft, and comforting, whether it's part of a morning toast or a sandwich at lunch. It often finds its way onto the plates of those looking for something simple and easy to chew. But behind that comforting texture lies a deeper issue, one that affects not just digestion, but long-term health in ways that often go unnoticed. White bread may look harmless, but for seniors, it can quietly accelerate the very declines we try to avoid, weakening bones, clouding memory, and fueling chronic inflammation. Made from highly refined flour, white bread is stripped of the natural fiber, vitamins, and oils that whole grains offer. What's left is a processed starch that acts almost identically to sugar in the body. When eaten, especially first thing in the morning, it causes a rapid rise in blood glucose. The body responds with a surge of insulin, and over time, that cycle of spikes and crashes wears down the body's ability to regulate blood sugar. For aging adults, This pattern not only increases the risk of developing type 2 diabetes, but also brings on energy dips, cravings, and irritability that can affect both mood and mobility. But the impact of white bread doesn't stop at blood sugar. It extends into the brain, where it does quiet damage that builds over time. Diets high in refined carbohydrates have been linked to impaired cognitive function, slower processing, and even early memory decline. The reason? Chronic low-grade inflammation, triggered by processed carbs, interferes with the brain's ability to send and receive signals. It dulls clarity and blunts sharp thinking, the very tools we rely on to stay independent and engaged as we age. White bread also leaves the bones behind. It offers virtually no supportive minerals like calcium or magnesium, and its high phytic acid content may even block the absorption of those critical nutrients from other foods. For older adults, especially women who are already at higher risk for osteoporosis, this nutrient interference can quietly worsen bone density issues, all while giving the illusion of a gentle, digestible meal. There's also an emotional undercurrent that can't be ignored. The very softness that makes white bread feel easy to eat can also mirror a broader sense of vulnerability. When the food we choose lacks structure and substance, it can leave us feeling that way too fragile, dependent, and nutritionally undersupported. You deserve meals that empower, not ones that fade away in your mouth and leave your body weaker in their wake. White bread may feel like a safe choice, but its long-term effects make it anything but. And before we explore better alternatives, there's still one more seemingly healthy breakfast habit that's quietly undermining your heart and digestion with every sip. It may surprise you. 3. Bottled fruit juice. The sweet drink that silently ages you. It feels like the picture of health, reaching for a bottle of orange juice or pouring a cool glass of apple juice as sunlight filters into the kitchen. For many older adults, it's more than just a drink. It's a ritual, a moment of calm that carries memories of youth, breakfast tables from long ago, and the comforting idea that fruit in any form must be good for you. But the truth about packaged fruit juice is more sobering than sweet. While it may taste light and refreshing, what it delivers inside the aging body is a surge of sugar that quietly undermines your strength, your clarity, and your long-term well-being. Most bottled juices are stripped of the fiber that makes whole fruit such a valuable part of the diet. What you're left with is a highly concentrated liquid full of fructose, a type of natural sugar that, when consumed in large amounts without fiber, creates a storm in the liver. Unlike glucose, which is processed throughout the body, fructose goes straight to the liver, where it begins converting into fat. This isn't just about gaining weight. Over time, this process contributes directly to the buildup of visceral fat, in fat that wraps itself around your organs, raises your blood pressure, and increases your risk of chronic illness. For seniors, especially those over 65, this sugar overload has even more serious consequences. It accelerates insulin resistance, setting the stage for type 2 diabetes, a condition already affecting millions of older adults. But it doesn't stop there. The repeated blood sugar spikes and crashes that come from daily juice consumption take a toll on energy, focus, and emotional balance. Instead of a steady morning, you're left with a wave of fatigue, irritability, and cravings, making it harder to stay active, eat wisely, or think clearly. What's more, these liquid sugars act as kindling for inflammation, not just in the joints, but deep in the body and the nerves. brain, and gut. This kind of chronic, low-level inflammation is now widely known as a key driver of age-related decline. From cognitive issues to arthritis to heart disease, juice, though innocent in appearance, can act as an accelerant to these processes. Every glass, though sweet on the tongue, leaves a metabolic mark that builds over time. Perhaps most painful is the sense of betrayal. So many seniors choose juice out of habit, trust, and the desire to do something good for their health, realizing that this familiar choice may actually be draining vitality. Not restoring it can be deeply unsettling. But this is not about blame. It's about awareness. It's about choosing better. A whole orange, with its fiber and full nutrient profile, offers a very different experience to your body than the juice it's turned into. And now that we've seen the damage that can come from what seems harmless, we can begin to focus on the foods that do more than avoid harm. They actively support healing. Let's shift to those next. A better morning. A stronger you. As the years pass, breakfast becomes more than just a way to satisfy hunger. It turns into a quiet, meaningful expression of care for your body, your mind, and the day ahead. That first meal isn't just routine anymore. It's a reflection of the way you choose to show up for yourself. One small but steady step at a time. Many of us stick with what's familiar foods we've relied on for decades, out of habit, or because they remind us of easier times. There's comfort in that, and it's perfectly understandable. But as your body changes, so do its needs. What once energized you might now leave you sluggish. What once felt harmless might now quietly chip away at your strength and clarity. Your body, even if it's slower to speak, it still knows exactly what it needs. And it's asking for nourishment that is gentle, clean, and supportive. It's asking for fewer quick sugars and more steady fuel. More fiber to keep things moving smoothly. Fats that soothe instead of inflame. Nutrients that don't just fill you up but help you feel better. I think clearer. And move with more ease. Making better choices in the morning isn't about being strict. It's about being kind to the body you live in and the life you still want to enjoy. Letting go of certain foods doesn't mean giving up pleasure or tradition. It means making room for something that might serve you better now. If something you've been eating leaves you heavy, foggy, or achy, it might be time to move on from it. And if a new option may be oats, maybe Greek yogurt, maybe eggs feels unfamiliar, but leaves you feeling steady and nourished, welcome it. These aren't just breakfast choices. They're quiet decisions that ripple through the rest of your day. And eventually, the rest of your life. You don't need perfection to age well. You just need consistency in the things that matter. A small shift in your morning routine, swapping one item, choosing a different preparation, slowing down for a moment of awareness, can unlock surprising benefits. Sharper thinking, more energy, greater ease in your steps. That's not just health. That's dignity. That's momentum. So tomorrow morning, as you pour, stir, or slice, remember, this is your first chance of the day to support yourself. Not with rules or guilt, but with intention. Let breakfast be your daily reminder that your body still deserves your attention and your care. That vitality isn't something you chase, it's something you feed. One bite at a time.